Hello again, and well, welcome back to BackBit Impossible, of course. My name is Luke Darksnout, and in this episode, I'm back with, well, I keep calling it Sony Vegas by accident. It is Sony Movie Studio Platinum 12. That's the real name of the program I'm using. Now, it's very old, in 2024 or 2025, as the case may be, whenever you're watching this. But it still does the job that I needed to very well, so I'm happy to have it along. Anyway, I'm using that video editor once more to grab the audio that I want to use in this project. So while I have the thing open, I show you guys how I, nabbed the original Windows bitmaps that I use in this program. And afterwards, I run a little comparison. I want to see the difference in quality, the one character set video frames to the two. And, well, the difference is not as amazingly awesome as I thought it was. And it wasn't until today when I'm making this this particular video that I was just like, what? This kind of sucks, but I know it's better. I really do. So we're just going to go with it. All right. So let's see what I got.
Harder than trying to convince a friend to believe you. Try standing in my shoes sometime.
And this is the project, 160 wide, 200 tall, full colors, good enough, 24 frames a second. I'm sure that actually causes it to not be 24. But there, and this is the original, the widescreen image, and you can see the box is the part that this becomes. But it's stretched in such a way that, because this is 160 across, 200 tall, well, that's 160 when it's turned into bitmaps and thrown onto the Commodore screen. Those are double wide pixels now. I fudged it, but I fudged it well. So the calculation, I believe, is pretty close to the proper size. That's why it's like this. So I get the maximum tallness, but of course it's cropping off the end. Like you can see his elbow, so to speak, is missing, and it's gone here. But it stays the way it's supposed to be. And so once to do this, I just, where are we? Render as, yes. And I render it as an image sequence. I would actually choose bitmaps. And this would make it, oh boy, 24-bit uncompressed Windows bitmaps, like 24-bit color. And it works out well. Maybe I'll show you what I got from, months ago. But yeah, I'm about tonight. This is February 17th, just after midnight. But I'm about to snag the audio. And there is one spike here. This, I'm not too proud of this because that's affecting the... I believe you. That part causes the whole audio to be that much quieter, so that thing doesn't go crazy, but I'll fix that. Yeah, because you want to stretch this out to, make it loud, whatever. So, yeah, lots of fun, and I'll get to it. It's not going to take long now. I'm going to be rushing these last parts, so there's, if you really want to see the audio, I can't really show the process here too much.
What is it?
Berries! There! Look at them!
Here is the file. And I was going to do, I forget what it's called, but it looks like it's already spiky enough. So if I just click any part of it and start playing it,
No, never! I would never.
you see how it's nearing the maximum loudness or whatever. So I'm just going to leave this. I'm going to have to figure out how to turn this into mono. Let's see, edit. It's been a while. It has been a long while. Effect, I don't even know. Don't worry, I'll find it. But I got to switch this to mono. I know Jeff Birt in his DIGIs videos, he shows how to do it. But, I'm going to fudge it here. And after I get this figured out, I'll let you know. This isn't what I'm looking for, but this is what I used before on the Wolves in the BackBit. I forget exactly what it does, but you can basically change a quietish sound into this thing. But I got the spikies going hard from the video editor program, so I don't even have to mess with this. So I'm going to close it and keep looking for how to switch this over to mono. This is how you do it. You get them to tell you exactly how to do it. And yeah, so it says to do this, split stereo to mono and delete one of these channels. Well, I didn't, I think you just do that. Yeah, there we go. Now I got a mono. Cool.
Sure. Wolves eat berries.
They sure do. Okay. Yeah. I got to watch more of his video to figure out how to save this as the bit rate I want. So now I got to figure out the bit rate. I believe on Wolves in the BackBit, it was 131 NMIs per frame, 60 frames per second. That is the amount of samples per second I want. So for that, audio setup, audio settings, there, I put it in here as other. But nothing. And this is what it sounds like.
You like that at all?
I wonder. I bet you thought I would be the tastiest goat around.
That sounds pretty bad, but we'll see how this sounds on the Commodore, and yeah, and we'll go from there. Maybe I can afford a higher bit rate if I have the time. And this is what we're saving the file as. I believe this is what I want. Raw headerless, I guess. Yeah, it sounds about right. Unsigned 8-bit PCM, whatever PCM is. We just want 0 to 255, and then we go from there. So, save away. It should take like a second. Just do it. I think it's done. That was it. All right. Back to work. Okay, here's where I'm going to count my spare time this time. We got, I have this doing it twice. So the done flag breakout, it'll check for that. Increment moo, just because it's right after moo, because I don't have to type it a lot. And I end up with 37 for no reason other than an indicator just when I'm doing peaks later. So those are the 4 bytes that it's going to increment. And you know, it'll just loop. So at the end, this will tell me how many times it's done that loop, because it's here and it's also on the second part. So yeah, let's run this and then check it out, and then I can do some math to see, you know, how many cycles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is 6, so 16, 17, 18, 19. And then the watchdog, what was that, 20, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So every time there's a moo, that's 30 cycles, right? So we can sort of keep track of how much time we have to do our audio, and then figure out the bit rate that I could possibly use, because, you know, 8 kilohertz sounds like crap. We know this now. And it worked on the Wolves on the BackBit. Maybe it'll work here too. Moo indeed. Oops. I screwed up somewhere. I bet you I corrupted Watchdog, so it's never loading new stuff. Yeah, I'm such a dummy. What a mess. I typed all that for nothing because I didn't save it. Although I have no way to list it anymore. I bet you what I did the first time is I just copied line 1023. So this was B&E M1s, and it went up instead of down and blah. Yeah, because I'm dumb. All right. We're doing this. It's going to work, or double your money back. Come on. Hurry up. Start counting. Yeah, boy. Okay. I got 6 minutes to kill. I'm going to watch it. Yeah. Now, assuming these calculations are correct, this is our total, times 30 cycles, this many cycles, this many seconds, this many frames, this many interrupts. 40 cycles per interrupt. Complete. That's bringing it in with rollout. that's playing it, that's the NMI, that's everything. It's possibly doable. Well, we're going to try, right? Let's get 8 kilohertz working and see what it sounds like. I slowed it down to 10 screen refreshes between frames. This is my single player, and there's a bug, and I remember this bug, but it never had a chance to manifest itself. Now it does, because the way it used to work, when the current buffer switches over to 5, meaning 5 is the next one to play, it's still showing 4. But like I said before, when it goes over to 5, that's when it queues up the video and starts filling buffers 0 to 4, right? But now that it has 10 frames, or 10 screen refreshes, even though it says it's on 5, it's actually showing 4, which is why I changed it. But so it says 5, but you got 10 screen refreshes before it's actually showing 5. So by then, it queues it up, fills, and it fills buffer 4 and changes what is now being shown. So yeah, that's me being lazy, but whatever. I was just doing this. I wanted to get some slower footage so I could compare the quality, and I forgot, yeah, this bug is there. Maybe I'll just squash it temporarily, just so I can, see a decent image. I believe the bits in white is what I need to temporarily fix this bug, because I don't plan on using this anyway. Well, you can imagine what it does, because when it's set for 5 is the next. It's actually displaying 4. So while it's displaying 4, loop until it's ready. And when it's 9, the next one to play is 0. And it's actually not showing 0. So while current buff is set to 0, we go back, because it's actually displaying 9 even though it says 0, which is why I changed current buffer to be the one that it's actually displaying. But anyway, assemble and run, and it should be, flicker free and slow. I already slowed it down. Good. See? Simple as that. So now I'm going to compare. Let's get a little footage of each and do a side-by-side, shall we?
Okay, on the left side, obviously, is the single character set version, and on the right side is the 2. Now, we are limited to 430 characters here, but I was rather surprised to see the difference, not as obvious as I once thought it was. So instead, I made this different type of split screen where the vertical seam separates the halves. Hopefully, this makes it a little more obvious. The right side of the screen, the wolf, should look crisp and clean a little more than the goat's side of the screen. And the grass on the right half should also look a little less flickery than the left side. Now, this is true, but it's not as fantastically obvious as I once thought. But if you do think back to when I had 128 characters to define each frame, that looked pretty bad. So having more characters can only help the final product. Alright, so adding 174 characters to every video frame surely improved the video quality. You gotta admit, it's just not as obvious as I thought it was, but it's an improvement nonetheless. Anyway, in the next episode, now that I have the audio extracted, I'm gonna try to, get that thing to play. Although it's been a long while since I've messed with digital audio in the Commodore 64. And judging from the episode title, it's not going to be a very smooth beginning. The Sound of Frustration, next time on BackBit Impossible.